In this week's A Complete History Of, we're looking at the grizzled dispenser of crime-battering justice himself, Batman. To start off, we have to go back to 1986's Batman, an isometric puzzler with the Dark Knight straight from the portly Adam West school of crime fighting. Things then got a bit more comic book with 1988's Batman the Caped Crusader, the first game with proper villains and a front cover that shows bats throttling the Penguin. Batman the movie came out in 1989 and we got loads of titular tie-ins. The NES version was all Ninja Gaiden style wall jumps, whereas the Amiga, Commodore and Speccy versions stuck closer to the films, complete with a Smilex based side game. There's a brief, completely unauthorised appearance of Batman in 1989's Revenge of Shinobi, and then there's the equally bizarre Batman on the PC Engine, a top-down maze game that's a bit like Pac-Man. So Pac-Batman then. In 1991, Sunsoft plundered the comics to make Batman Return of the Joker. A new film in 1992 saw more licensed games. Batman Returns on the SNES was notable for Bats' ability to chuck clowns through shop windows, and even more brutal was the Atari Lynx version, which let the Dark Knight unheroically chuck acid at his foes. There was an elegant point-and-click version for the PC, and in 1993, Batman the Animated Series was a serviceable platformer for the Game Boy Advance. 1994's The Adventures of Batman and Robin on the SNES didn't actually let you play as the Boy Wonder, unlike the Mega Drive version, which was a co-op run-and-gun shooter. It looked great, and the musical score was by Jesper Kyd, who later did Assassin's Creed and Borderlands. Batman Forever arrived while Mortal Kombat fever was at its peak, meaning fiddly platforming and ugly digitised graphics. The Adventures of Batman and Robin was a pure racing game that also contained 17 minutes of animated FMV created especially for the title, and we also got a brief glimpse of Bats the same year in Justice League Task Force. The next year we also got Batman Forever the arcade game, a side-scrolling fighter in the style of Mortal Kombat. Like the last digitised game, it was a bit of a stinker, and 1998's Batman and Robin was also a disappointment. Next we saw chunky spin-off Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker, yet another slightly forgettable side-scroller. A year after that came Batman Chaos in Gotham on the Game Boy Color, the first Nintendo Batman game to feature Bane as a villain. Batman Vengeance looked great, but handled a bit like a bag of oily hammers, and Batman Gotham City Racer arrived the same year, notable only for the fact that it was the first time you could play as the bad guys. Bats then made an appearance in two Game Boy Advance Justice League games, Injustice for All and Chronicles. Then in 2003 we got Batman Dark Tomorrow, a gloomy tale based on the comic books that completely failed to fulfill its potential. Next came two educational games, Batman Toxic Chill and Batman Justice Unbalanced. These were designed to teach youngsters problem-solving skills and to make adults want to punch things. 2003's Batman Rise of Sinzu was the sequel to Batman Vengeance. Again, it was based on the animated series, but it now offered co-op gameplay. It also introduced a brand new character in Sinzu, who everybody immediately forgot. 2005 saw our last tie-in game with the average Batman Begins. Then two more Justice League appearances followed, in Justice League Heroes and Justice League Heroes The Flash. Then came Lego Batman, the video game. After years of deeply average Batmaning, we finally got the heroic game we deserved. Mortal Kombat vs DC Universe soon followed, which saw the Dark Knight chucking batarangs at the inhabitants of Outworld, and in 2009, after years of shadowy disappointment, Batman Arkham Asylum arrived. This wasn't just a game, but a leg-snapping Batman simulator. In 2010, Batman the Brave and the Bold was a charming, hand-drawn adventure for Wii, and Bats also showed up as a mentor in DC Universe Online. The incredible Arkham City arrived next, expanding the plot and giving you a glittering urban sprawl to patrol. Arkham City Lockdown gave the iOS a slice of Bat action, and in 2012, Batman appeared in the opening cinematic of Gotham City Imposters. There was more blocky justice in LEGO Batman 2 DC Superheroes, and in 2013 came Batman Arkham Origins, the less impressive, non-Rocksteady prequel to the Arkham games. Batman was a major player in 2013 brawler Injustice Gods Among Us, and Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate delivered a Metroidvania-style spin-off for handhelds. That just leaves us with the upcoming Arkham Knight, the next-gen follow-up to Arkham City, which will draw to a close what is inarguably the greatest trilogy of comic book games ever. So that's all we've got for now, but please remember to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe now for more History Of videos in the future. You can click here to watch last week's complete history of trees, or click here to see our preview of Arkham Knight.